Okie so we have here the second video about week number 7. Alright, so we already talked about, let me set my timer, I'm sorry. So we talk about the commands, okay? So we learn about the ustedes commands, the regular commands, how you drop this and you add this one for usted, and for ustedes is exactly the same, but you gotta add an N. And then we have the irregular right here, and then we have the car guarantor verb. Then you have to change the spelling for the usted and ustedes command, whether it's affirmative or negative, okay? So now we are going to learn about how to use commands, all these commands right here, with pronouns. For example, what does that mean? For example, in English, when you say buy it, don't do it, cook it, pick it up, right? Pick it up. So you are using pronouns, it, them, her, him. They are pronouns, and you using those pronouns with commands in English, so that way you avoid repetition. So now, not only you're going to use all these commands, also you have to use those commands with pronouns. So let's go back to the pronouns and let's review the direct object pronouns. The direct object pronoun is me, te, la, los, nos, las, and los. You remember then? So the most common one is this one right here. This one, la, los, or las, los. Okay, I'm repeating. Lo, right here. La, lo, las, and los. They are the most common one. And you pretty much replace items most of the time. Yes, you can replace people too, but most of the time refer to people. Items, things. For example, leche. Leche is masculine, so you want to say it, right? It in English. How would you say it referring to leche in Spanish? That will be lo, okay? Lo is leche. How about if I have leches? All right, more than one, so that will be los. That will be them in English, them, okay? All right, and we talk about when you use these pronouns, you can now name or say the item you're talking about. For example, in English, you will say buy it. Let's say we need milk. We don't have milk. Go and buy it. You don't say buy it the milk, right? You don't say that because buy it the milk because you're repeating. You have it and then you have milk. The same thing in Spanish. If you have cómpralo, caramba, cómpralo, because cómpralo la leche, see? You have lo, which lo, it's it, referring to the milk, and then you have milk here. You're not making sense. You're going to sound exactly like this. Buy the milk. All right, so we learned about the direct object pronoun in the past. So again, it pretty much refer to item, to things, and you don't mention the things or the item when you're using these pronouns. And then we have the indirect object pronoun is when someone does something for somebody else. It's pretty much referred to people, okay? So and the most common one will be le, nos, and les. All right? Okay. So every time you're using commands with pronouns, this is the formula. Affirmative will be command plus indirect object pronoun, which is this one right here, right? Plus direct object pronoun, which is this one right here. Now, pay attention that not all the time you're going to have indirect object pronoun. Not all the time when we give a command, we don't tell people for whom you're doing it, right? Not all the time. For example, when I say go and buy it, I didn't say buy it for me, just buy it. Buy it. Do it. Okay, so right there I'm not saying for whom, just I'm telling you to do something. So in Spanish is the same thing. Not all the time it's going to be an indirect object pronoun because not all the time I'm going to tell you for whom you're going to do, for whom you're doing something. But anyway, if there is any indirect object pronoun, this is the formula. Command plus direct object pronoun I'm sorry, indirect object pronoun plus direct object pronoun, which is this one right here. And all of them go attached to the command when the command is affirmative. I'm going to give you an example. Comprar is a regular verb, so I'm talking to somebody older than me. All right, so I'm going to give a command with comprar. So I go here. Comprar is regular, comprar, so I drop the AR, and then I'm going to add E. Compre. So compre the milk, because we don't have milk, la leche. So then I go and say cómprela. All right, the la means milk, is replacing the milk, and it's a command. You attach it to the verb, okay? Now, I didn't say for whom you're going to buy, so that's why you don't have no indirect object pronoun here. Now, when the command is negative, this is what you do. You do no plus indirect. If there is any indirect involved, plus direct, always going to be direct involved plus command. But in this case, you do not attach anything to the command, okay? So no, la, which is it, and compre, it's buy, okay? So I'm going to do affirmative in English, which is buy it, and in negative in English will be do not buy it, okay? So you can see the difference. Again, the pronouns in English is always at the end. In Spanish, in this case, is in front of the command. Now I'm going to give you an example where it's indirect object pronoun involved, all right? So now I'm saying buy the milk for your mother, okay? Mother, okay, so I'm going to buy the milk for my mother. I'm doing something for my mother. So mother, it's a person, right? So it's indirect object pronoun. So mother. Mother will be le, all right? According to the formula, it's command. I have my command here, compre. Indirect, what's the indirect? Le. And then milk, what is the direct? La. So then I attach it all together. But it's a rule. When the indirect and direct, they all start with the L, the indirect object pronoun, which is this one right here, dale becomes se, okay? Cómpresela. Dale becomes se. Whether you're using les or le, if the second pronouns is start with L, so that indirect object pronoun becomes se. So that will be cómpresela. So that will be buy it for her. And negative will be the same thing. So I have no. What's the indirect? Wo. That will be le. And what's the direct? La, which is it, right? Milk, compre. But again, you cannot have the two L's here. So the indirect becomes what? Becomes se. No se la compre. Do not buy it for her. So remember, da se means her, your grandma. Da se means her, your grandma. Da la means it, the milk. Okay? All right, so now I want you to, let's see, I'm going to come on, we still have time. I'm going to give you another example, and this is the formula you have to follow, okay? So, let's see, we haven't learned about hacer yet. No, so I cannot use that command. So, let's use ir. Okay, we're going to use the command ir. Of course, the usted command. Okay, we're going to do usted command ir. No, I don't want to use ir. Let's use dar. So we're going to use dar, usted, dar, right? And it's going to be affirmative and negative. We're going to do both. Dar, then libro. We're going to use libro. And I'm going to use Maria. Maria, y Jose. Don't worry about the accents right now. Okay, so the command is, I'm giving you a command and you're older than me. So you're going to use usted command, okay? You're going to use the usted command, and the command is give that book to Maria and Jose. So I'm giving you a command. So how would you do dar for the usted command? Okay, I go here, dar de, right here. So, and I'm going to do affirmative. Affirmative is command first. Okay, de. And then libro. Okay, hold on. Then it's indirect object pronoun. Indirect object pronoun is people. So you're going to give the book to whom? To Maria and Jose. So people, right here. People's indirect object pronoun. So people, more than one, will be less, right? Okay. And then what is the direct object pronoun? The direct object pronoun, it's the item, the object. In this case, is the book. Right? Book, libro. So up here, libro, one masculine, that will be lo. Now you see here, this one has an L, the indirect has an L, and the direct has an L. You can now do that. So the indirect becomes se. Becomes se, but you have to raise that S here. So that will be déselo. Déselo, okay? So, dales, which represent them, Maria Jose, becomes se, okay? Because we cannot have two L's there. Now, let's say the command, I'm giving you a command to you and your brother. So, to you and your brother, and now I'm not saying libro, it's going to be libros, more than one. So, dar for the usted command, I go here. Dar for the usted command is then. Okay? All right. So, then, to whom? To those two people. What's the pronoun? Les. What's the object? Libros, more than one. So, los. Now again, I see two O's here. This indirect object command, or pronoun, I'm sorry, becomes se. Dénselos, all right? Now, what happened when the command is negative? According to the formula, we start with no, and then we start with the indirect object pronoun, which is se, and then direct, which is los, and then the command with this, which is den, okay? No se los den. And the same thing here. Okay, so we start with no, we start with the indirect, direct, and then the command, okay? So remember, when it's affirmative, everything goes together. When it's negative, you cannot attach anything, okay? You cannot. All right, so let's try to do some activities, your homework, and then we go from there, all right? If you do need help, please contact me, okay? And I will be more than happy to help you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.